He needs that money.
Hundreds of pairs.
That money has to keep coming in if you're going to live like this.
It's not that expensive though, but
He's only 46. Yeah, but he does this with everything, man. He's got $1 million watches.
I don't think he buys it.
Think they give him to him?
Putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family, and hurting my business. We're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company. Shopping, spending money, living life. Money made, all my day.
Joe Rogan has responded critically to recent revelations about Floyd Mayweather's alleged bankruptcy, highlighting how excessive spending can financially ruin even the wealthiest athletes. He emphasized that financial success doesn't exempt anyone from responsibilities like paying taxes, referencing Mayweather's past issues with the IRS. Rogan suggested that unchecked luxury and poor financial planning are often the real causes behind such downfalls.
That money to the IRS, how much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to pay.
Neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this, he makes so much money, there's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats.
You can sell the Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s legal action against Insider incorporated marks a dramatic twist in his public narrative. At the heart of this defamation lawsuit is an article that questions the legitimacy of a massive $42 million real estate deal allegedly involving the boxing icon. The lawsuit claims the publication deliberately distorted facts about Mayweather's business dealings, portraying him as dishonest or misleading about his wealth. If real, the 62-building purchase would represent one of the largest individual real estate acquisitions in recent memory. However, the article casts doubt on both the existence of the deal and the financial logistics behind it, putting Mayweather's credibility on the line. His legal response appears aimed at reinforcing his image, not just as a sports legend, but also as a serious entrepreneur.
I know you guys want to talk about real estate. Only thing I'm doing is answer the question.
That is a real estate question.
Okay, so out of 48 years, I'm 48 years old, and I've never sued a media outlet. The media outlet throughout my life has bashed me, talked bad about me, spoke bad about my family. Now, I've always been judged because how I have presented myself when I'm promoting a fight. You cannot judge me for entertaining the people when I'm promoting a fight. Judge me for the person that you know. You can't judge me if you don't know me. So that's no different from people in this room may want to do a deal with me. But if someone going out there putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family and hurting my business, we're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company.
Mayweather's rebuttal centers on what he sees as the article's bias and its failure to include what he calls concrete documentation. According to him, his legal team provided Insider Incorporated with extensive material proving the authenticity of the real estate claims. He argues that this documentation was intentionally ignored in favor of a more sensational story. By emphasizing that this is his first ever lawsuit against the media, Mayweather aims to underscore the seriousness of the issue. His firm defense of his reputation suggests a broader strategy to present himself as a responsible businessman unfairly targeted by reckless journalism.
And I'm not gonna let anyone go out there and smear my name and talk bad about me, talk bad about my family, or talk bad about my company.
All right, one more toughie. So
Nothing is tough.
No? Okay.
After being in the sport of boxing, dealing with the sport of boxing, there's nothing that's tough.
Fair. So that article sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded
Well,
yet.
everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
Okay, so I think we'll end with this one. When I spoke to you all last week, you were riding around Miami. You were looking to buy even more.
Yes.
Have you bought anything in the week since we last spoke?
I don't know. I was out in Miami for a while. We were looking at a few properties. I'm pretty sure.
Stephen A. Smith's commentary has only added more fuel to the already heated controversy. He highlighted the lack of transparency in Mayweather's business operations, suggesting that public perception often doesn't align with reality. While Smith stopped short of outright dismissing Mayweather's lawsuit, he hinted that there are layers of complexity behind the flashy headlines and massive figures. His skepticism is rooted in how frequently Mayweather's ventures appear more focused on optics than solid business fundamentals. The underlying message is that while Mayweather may present himself as a business mogul, the foundation of his empire may not hold up under scrutiny.
Business is business. You never know what's behind the goal of a business per se. What you do know is the work that you put in. If you're smart enough, what value comes with that work. And then at the same time, you also pride yourself in being very, very reasonable. I haven't, and I'm not going to talk about my contract issues with ESPN. They are ongoing. I think the talks have been very pleasant. I think we're making progress. We'll see what happens. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, I've got decisions to make because I got a future to think.
Mayweather's demeanor in interviews often appears nonchalant, but when questioned about his finances, that confidence gives way to ambiguity. His reluctance to provide hard numbers or specifics in response to bankruptcy rumors only adds fuel to the fire. Rather than clarifying the situation, his vague responses invite further speculation. Public figures often rely on perception to maintain influence, and when that perception starts to crack, a lack of transparency can accelerate their downfall.
Where y'all can watch that in full, and as we have already seen, 50 Cent has been very involved in critiquing, taking shots at Floyd Mayweather, and when this came across his desk, he did nothing other than that. If that's the case, it's going nowhere, because you didn't do the deal, champ. He must have named the writer separately to make him have to pay his own legal team. The champ is mad, and 50 most definitely promoted his brands and everything with that, because 50 Cent has came into question about this deal that Floyd Mayweather has struck, showed his real estate businesses, and people started diving into it. Floyd Mayweather has been defending it, but I just realized he put this $100 million lawsuit in against Business Insider, saying that they have been going at him for a long time now, coming at his family, coming at his team, and saying these derogatory things and defaming him, so he won $100 million. The suit lost in the Southern District of New York names Insider Inc. and reporter Daniel Geiger as defendants. It is centered around reporting by Geiger about real estate deals Mayweather Jr. publicly discussed, including an agreement to buy a 62-building Manhattan apartment portfolio. Geiger reported in late March that there is no evidence that there has been a sale. According to the lawsuit, Geiger embarked on a campaign of harassment and defamation categorized by aggressive and misleading journalism that not only distorts the truth, but seems driven by a deep-seated bias against Mr. Mayweather's success. It claims that Geiger refused to review documentation proving the deals in question happened, and suggests that there's a racial component to the reporters.
Mayweather's public statements claiming he has no tax liabilities stand in stark contrast to formal IRS actions. Allegations of tax evasion or unpaid balances are serious, especially for someone who prides himself on financial dominance. This contradiction strikes at the core of his personal brand, the image of an untouchable mogul. If even the IRS is pursuing him, the myth of perfect financial control begins to crumble. Legal filings from the IRS lend credibility to critics' concerns and could open the door to more aggressive investigations into his overall financial status. While Mayweather often touts real estate as a path to generational wealth, the details of his claimed $400 million portfolio remain frustratingly vague. His proclamations may inspire admiration, but they often lack verifiable evidence. This growing disconnect raises serious questions. Is his empire grounded in sound financial principles, or is it merely a carefully curated illusion meant to preserve the image he spent years building?
So that article sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded
Well,
yet.
everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
That last statement was a fact. If that's bankrupt, I'm sure a lot of people want to live like that. I'd sell a few of them planes, especially if I was going bankrupt. But yeah, wouldn't be a bad lifestyle to have. Now, Floyd Mayweather isn't the most articulate person. He does not articulate himself the best. This has been well known throughout his career. He is a prize fighter. He is a master promoter. He is a great business person. Put him behind a microphone or have him articulate himself, he's not the best at it. So if you listen to that and y'all tell me if y'all got the same vibe I did or if y'all think that I'm tripping, it sounds like he's running around a lot of shit. And it's like, all right, bro, yeah, you might be going bankrupt. But let's understand something real quick. If one of Floyd Mayweather's businesses, or if his business is going bankrupt, it does not mean that Floyd Mayweather himself is broke. That means that his business may be struggling. Oh yeah, his business may be struggling, and you could file for bankruptcy. I think it's 13 or 9, chapter 13 or chapter 9, or whatever the case may be.
Social media has become a battleground for shaping narratives, and in Mayweather's case, the line between reality and PR spin is increasingly difficult to distinguish. While the lawsuit may be aimed at silencing critics, it has also opened the floodgates to further analysis and public skepticism. Fans are not only questioning the authenticity of his wealth, but also the true motivation behind the legal action. Instead of clarifying his position, the lawsuit has only deepened the mystery surrounding his financial status.
So apparently Floyd Mayweather files a $100 million lawsuit against Business Insider over real estate deal report. Damn, that's an expensive lawsuit. The lawsuit comes after a report by Business Insider journalist Daniel Geiger claimed that the 62-building Manhattan real estate portfolio that Mayweather announced he acquired never actually occurred. Geiger's report stated there was no evidence the sale was made. Mayweather's lawsuit claimed that Geiger refused to review documents of the deal, and it was an attempt by Geiger to publicly humiliate Mayweather. They embarked on a campaign of harassment and defamation characterized by aggressive and misleading journalism that not only distorts the truth but seems driven by a deep-seated bias against Mr. Mayweather's success, Floyd Mayweather. No, damn well he did not write that. Why would he? He's talking about himself in third person. It's so cringe. Business Insider has provided a statement to front office court saying, "We will vigorously defend against this meritless attempt to discredit our reporting and smear our reporting." So they aren't backing down at all. It's going to be interesting.
In the ring, Floyd Mayweather's undefeated record and defensive mastery have rightfully earned him a place among boxing's all-time greats. However, outside the sport, his recent behavior has sparked significant controversy. His bold claim of owning over $400 million in real estate was quickly challenged when public records failed to support it. This revelation didn't just spark disbelief, it disappointed many of his loyal supporters. As a result, people are beginning to wonder if Mayweather is more focused on projecting an image of opulence rather than being transparent about his real accomplishments.
For some odd reason, at the beginning of the year, Floyd Mayweather decided to tell us all that
he bought a bunch of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Everybody has found out that that wasn't true. Apparently, it's not that hard to figure out who owns property. This is not an indictment on Floyd Mayweather as a boxer. He is one of the best boxers we've ever seen. Anybody who is privy to Floyd Mayweather's antics outside of the ring knows Floyd ain't bought no goddamn apartment buildings in no Upper Manhattan, bro. We knew that when he told us. I'm not sure who Floyd Mayweather thought he was fooling. Nothing about Floyd Mayweather outside of a boxing ring says savvy. I'm sorry. This is the same Floyd Mayweather that 50 Cent told he would donate $50,000 to the charity of his choice to read Harry Potter. He bought $400 million worth of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Come on, Floyd. The people who was living in them apartment buildings, the second they heard that Floyd Mayweather bought their building, they was on the phone with property management like, what's really? I will pay $10,000 a month, but I won't pay $10,000 a month to a nigga. Floyd, you can't just do that with Upper Manhattan apartment buildings, bro. Tell lies like that about the projects, man. You gotta do that to the hood, man. Ain't nobody going for that shit in Upper Manhattan, Floyd. You should have knew better than that, my boy. But then again, you are Floyd Mayweather. Oh, man. Anybody with common sense knew that Floyd was in trouble when he started.
There was a time when Mayweather's financial dominance was nearly as impressive as his boxing career. He earned over $1 billion through blockbuster pay-per-view fights and high-profile sponsorships. But instead of securing that fortune through sound investments, much of it appears to have been spent on extreme luxuries, from fleets of exotic cars to private jets customized to his tastes. His lifestyle became a non-stop exhibition of wealth. Unfortunately, this relentless pursuit of flash now seems to have come at the cost of financial security. Signs of instability are beginning to show, raising concerns that his fortune may not be as solid as once believed. Mayweather's current trajectory bears an unsettling resemblance to that of former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson, who famously lost his wealth due to reckless spending and poor financial decisions. Though their personalities differ, both athletes use their wealth as a public statement. But beneath all the glamour, financial cracks are becoming visible. Floyd's repeated flaunting of luxury mirrors Tyson's past, suggesting he might be making the same costly mistakes that led another legend to bankruptcy.
He's always talking about the Miss Jackson situation. We've seen Marcos Maidana looking focused, more so focused on his baby and everything. So those are a lot of the minor takeaways. But my major takeaway from this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, is I was quickly hit with an emotion of nostalgia. You know what I mean? Because seeing Floyd Mayweather with all this money and cars and clothes and hoes and yada, 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 it just kind of reminded me, there was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality, you know what I mean? We've seen this before, so the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. You know, they start off well, so flamboyant, with all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses, they invest in, there's something special, you know, at least in their minds they are. And then after either retirement or near retirement or after the fight game has left them, traditionally boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather, but I swear on everything, man, I hope it doesn't happen to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather is going to go down in the halls of history, ladies and gentlemen, as possibly top 3 to top 5 to top 10 of all-time greats. I mean, depending on how you view Floyd Money Mayweather.
Concerns about Mayweather's financial decisions aren't just coming from critics. They're being voiced within his own family. Jeff Mayweather, respected trainer and close relative, has openly expressed confusion over Floyd's erratic financial choices. His impulsive investments, particularly in high-risk real estate ventures, suggest a lack of long-term planning. Rather than seeking sound advice, Floyd appears to be navigating complex financial waters driven by ego. This reckless approach raises important questions. How much of his wealth is truly real, and how much is smoke and mirrors? At one time, Mayweather's fame was fueled as much by his extravagant lifestyle as by his boxing success. Massive paydays and constant displays of luxury kept him in the public eye. But now, with signs of financial decline emerging, that illusion is starting to fade, and the world is beginning to see through the spectacle.